Hi, welcome to Abdur Instructor, and I hope you are well. One of the questions came in the channel. Someone asked, he said that for me to become a driving instructor, for me to train to become a driving instructor, do I need to be trained by someone who is registered as ORDIT? The trainer or the driving instructor who trains me, do they need to be an ORDIT? That's the question, and this is what we're going to talk about in this video. Let's start the lesson. Okay, so the question is, for you to become a driving instructor, do you need to be trained by someone who is an ORDIT? Simple answer is no. In fact, you don't need any trainer to become a driving instructor. You could do all by yourself without even going to any trainer, any school. You could just train yourself and become a driving instructor. There is no law, there is no rule telling you that you need to go to any school or to a trainer to be trained to become a driving instructor. So the simple answer is no. You don't even have to go to anyone, let alone an ORDIT. That's the answer. That's the simple answer. Now let's go into deeper and let's talk about the process. Let's talk about how to become a driving instructor. Now, for you to become a driving instructor, you need to go through 3 exams: part 1, part 2, and part 3. Part 1, it is the theory test. Part 2 is the practical driving test. And part 3 is your teaching ability. Can you teach others to be trained to drive? So these are the 3 steps. These are the 3 exams you need to go through to be qualified as a driving instructor. So part 1 is the theory. You could just get an app on your phone, or you could buy a book with all the questions and the answers. You read, you study, go to the test, and you pass. If I were you, remember, you are becoming a driving instructor, okay? It's not a joke when you become a driving instructor. You have the responsibility, you have the authority to help others to become full drivers on the road. And for you to do that, you need to gain as much knowledge as much as you can to become a driving instructor. So when you do your part 1, which is the theory, don't just read and memorize the questions and the answers. Try to understand what you're reading. Try to understand the answers so that you really understand what it means, so you could pass the message on to the learners. If you don't understand, how are you going to pass the message on? So it's not about, can I just do it myself? Do I need a trainer? Just because you don't need a trainer, it doesn't mean you're just going to study anyhow. You're just going to read, memorize, and do it. Try not to do that. Try to do it whether with a trainer or without a trainer. Just make sure that you do the training well. You fully understand on part 1 the questions and the answers. You really understand what it means. You really understand the question and the answers, so that you have the knowledge of that. Don't just read, memorize, and pass. Okay? It's the knowledge. The more knowledge you gain, the more understand you have on the subject, more better instructor you're going to be. Imagine somebody is coming to you to learn something new. They got no clue of driving. They have no idea. They're going to ask you questions. If you don't have it, then you're not doing your job right. You need to have the answers of the question. And if you don't, you need to find the answer and give them the right answer. So for you to build a foundation, a strong foundation to become a driving instructor, part 1, make sure you gain as much knowledge as much as you can on the theory. You become solid on questions, you become solid on the answers, you become solid on the theory side. So that's number 1. And then the driving, which is the practical test. You have to go and drive for an hour, show the examiner your driving ability, your skills on driving. And this is where you're going to demonstrate how well you drive. High standard driving, do you have that? Do you need a trainer for that? No, you don't. But just because you don't need a trainer, it doesn't mean that you're a good driver. Remember, maybe you've been driving for many years. To become a driving instructor, obviously, you've been driving for many years. Just because you've been driving for many years, it doesn't mean you're a good driver. You know how to drive the car, you know how to control the car by yourself, but you're going to have many bad habits, which is not good on driving, which is not good as a driver. Putting the clutch down too early, coasting, crossing hands, revving, giving too much gas, the clutch control, not checking the mirrors on time, the MSPSL routine, all those things. Because you've been driving for many years, you're going to have many bad habits. You're not going to do many things that is needed for you to do. Now, whether you train yourself or you train with a trainer, just make sure that you become a driver that is needed for you to become a driving instructor. So whether you go with a trainer or not, like I said, or you could buy a course, you could buy an online course, whatever you do, become make sure you become a high level, high standard on driving. To become a driving instructor, you can't be just a normal driver. You have to be driving in high level. You need to understand the high level of driving. You need to understand the safety of driving. You need to understand what is good on the road to be a driver. If you need extra help on training for your ADI Part 2, don't forget to take the advantage of our online course, which gives everything you need for you to train yourself to master your driving and for you to pass your ADI Part 2. The course has more than 30 videos giving you everything you need for you to train, for you to master your driving, so that you fully prepare yourself for you to become a driver, a good, safe driver, and that you prepare yourself for you to pass your ADA Part 2. I will leave a link on the description for you to have a look. Have a look and see and read. If you like it, you could always join the course. So whether you go with a trainer or you take an online course, whichever, just make sure you train yourself before you go to the test and learn the high standard of driving for your Part 2. Okay, and then your Part 3. So what is Part 3? Your teaching ability. Can you teach? Can you pass the message on to others? So Part 1 and Part 2. So in Part 1 you gain the knowledge, Part 2 you put that into practice, how to drive. Now both of them you put it into practice, which is the teaching. Can you teach? The way you've been driving in high level, can you now teach that onto others? The driving you've done, the training you've done for your Part 2, the way you've been driving, the way you've learned, the way you trained yourself to be a skillful driver, can you now pass the message on to others? This is what you're going to show, you're going to demonstrate on your Part 3, which is the teaching ability. Remember, you as a driving instructor, you're not going to be driving and teaching. You will be teaching by telling others for them to do the things that they need to do. So for them to move the car, stop the car, change gear, going left, going right, roundabouts, meeting traffic, crossroads, all those things you're not going to do physically, you're not going to do practically. You're going to sit on your chair, which is the instructor chair, and you're going to pass the message on verbally by saying to them what to do, how to do it. And for that, number one, you need to be a skillful driver. You need to have the knowledge of that. Only then you could tell others how to do it. If you don't have it, you're not going to do it. And this is why I always say your Part 2 is the most important to become a driving instructor. I always say that. Why? Because all the knowledge that you have on your Part 2, the skill that you have, naturally is going to come if you have it. If you don't have it, you can't just read a book and tell others how to drive. You need to have it in you. And this is why I say concentrate on your Part 2 more than anything. To become a good driving instructor, your skill needs to be, you need to have it. You need to have it in your habit, in your life, in your practice. If you have it, you will give it. If you don't have it, you won't be able to give it because you don't have it in you. It needs to be naturally coming out from you. And the only way you're going to do that is if you have it. So make sure you concentrate mainly on Part 2 for your Part 3. Now, should I be going with a trainer for Part 3? It is highly recommended. You should find someone. It doesn't have to be an audit. If you could find someone who's an audit, that's good. If you don't, it doesn't have to be, as long as the person who's training you is a good trainer who's been in the business for a long time, who's been teaching for a long time, and who knows how to train, who knows what it takes for you to become a driving instructor. So if you ask me, should I be going with someone to train me for your Part 3? Highly recommended. I would say if you can't find someone, it doesn't have to be an audit. If you can't find someone with an audit, a good trainer, that's good, as long as the trainer knows what it takes to train you, what it takes for you to become a driving instructor. Just because you don't need someone, you don't need an audit, it doesn't mean you're just going to learn from the sky. The knowledge is not going to come just from anywhere. You need something, you need someone to give you the knowledge for your Part 3, for you to be trained to become a driving instructor. So whether you take a course, whether you go with someone, whatever you do, make sure you have something who helps you to teach you how to teach, how to become a driving instructor. An audit or not audit, it doesn't matter, as long as the trainer knows the business, knows what it takes for you to become a driving instructor. So these are my advice on this video. I hope the video helps. And I truly wish you all the best becoming a driving instructor. I truly wish you all the best. I hope not only you pass all the exams, but I hope you become a good, solid instructor who loves the job, who loves to teach others to be drivers on the road. If you need extra help on training for your ADI Part 2, don't forget to take the advantage of our online course, which gives everything you need for you to train yourself to master your driving and for you to pass your ADI Part 2. The course has more than 30 videos giving you everything you need for you to train, for you to master your driving, so that you fully prepare yourself for you to become a driver, a good, safe driver, and that you prepare yourself for you to pass your ADI Part 2. I will leave a link on the description for you to have a look. Have a look and see and read. If you like it, you could always join the course. If you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do make a comment what you think of the video. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe so don't miss any of my future videos. Hope to see you again on the next video. Bye for now.